Shalom, shalom, Israel. Yeah, I thought that was going to work, but it don't look like it is. Let's see. That work? Nope. Yeah, maybe that worked. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all glory, and honor to who actually truly deserve it, which is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh always deserves the praise. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world innately calls Jesus the Christ. The Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit. Mighty Shalom, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who've been ruling the world through the Spirit, teaching the Most High's word, bringing forth 100% of his doctrine. Lord willing, the Most High continue to put on their spirit to be sincere and to endure. Talking about the apostles, the elder apostles, the prophets, and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching his word and believing his word to the best of their ability. Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the brothers and allow them to continue to be sincere, and Lord willing, they can continue to endure. Shalom to the brother Hope Grace 144, Mercy 144, and shalom to the Aquathium that are married and single in this thing, that are believers of this word. Lord willing, you can continue to pursue, to be a loving and silent wife, which is your lot. And Lord willing, the Most have mercy on other brothers and sisters that's not of faith. Now, this is a lesson I was supposed to do a minute ago, but I didn't really touch on it. So lately, today, I've been getting it in Babylon to Timbuktu, reading that history book, and it was just a lot of things that was just hitting me. Like, it's a lot of things that transpired before we came here, even after the fall of Rome. The rebuilding of, the Europeans, the Edomites. But besides that, you had Muslim, Judaism, and Christianity, which was the most popular thing in the earth. And you can't tell me this Bible not real. You can't tell me, show me Yahweh or his son is not real. And the ones that might say that they're not real or show me a sign is the truth is not in you. So for the hopeful elect's sake, Lord willing, this is an edifying video for the ones that understand America and the ones that want to understand this truth. This is for you. For the ones that want to still be scornful, some of you niggas that want to be slick, want to be false prophets, this is not for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to be teaching 100% truth. I want to be teaching something that's edifying. I want to be teaching something that thus saith the Lord. And I want to be teaching what the elder apostles already know and what they've been teaching. I don't want to teach nothing new. I don't want to have a new breakdown. I don't want to have a new system. Shit, I don't want a new camp, you know? So let's get into this real American horror story. We're going to start at Jeremiah the 11th chapter, verse 9 to 11. And this is not for everybody, right? This lesson might take a minute. I'm going to dissect a lot in Deuteronomy 28th chapter. But this is really back to the basics, right? So, just bear with me. Lord willing, this is edifying. Before I go do anything, we have to crack this thing. We have to crack this thing open, right? So Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 9 to 11, it says, Yahweh said unto me, a conspiracy is found among the men of Judah and among the inhabitants of Jerusalem. A lot of people say we're conspiracy theories. You mother sucking right, but the conspiracy theories that we're talking about are going to be fulfilled. They must be fulfilled, and there's no way around them not getting fulfilled unless Yahweh Shema Shai says no, right? It says they are turned back to the iniquities of their fathers, right? Because we became worse than our forefathers. It says, which refused to hear my words, and they went after other gods to serve them. The house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant, which I made with their fathers. I keep seeing little Dirk. I seen this person, that person. cleave to being Muslim. You got Kai Cenat, you got this and this and that saying Christianity. You got Black Muslim Hamdidi la and then trying to promote um peace and some weird shit. Devin Haney, he lost because he's in the wrong belief. And those Zionists, Judaism, and Islam, they're going to be at war with each other, right? Because we live in a system which is called Babylon. We're in a place of confusion, you know? So the real truth is hidden. You have to put the lie in front and hide the truth. You niggas is wildin'. Israelites have to come back to knowing who they is when the wicked, the higher up, I'm not talking about regular Edomites because nobody care about them, right? But the higher up Edomites, they know who they is. Make it make sense, right? I see the brother, oh yeah, he ready. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 10 in the NLT. It says, but it was to us that God revealed these things by his spirit, for his spirit search out the things and shows us God's deep secrets, like the name, right? And it says, no one can know a person's thoughts except the person's own spirit. And no one can know God's thought except God's own spirit. That's the only reason why we truly, really understand. It's going to draw you go to the men of the Lord and watch them break it down. But your spirit is going to confirm that you get it. And in some cases, the more that you build and grow, you might be able to add more precepts to it, right? Verse 12, it says, and we have received God's spirit, not the world spirit, because, this human wisdom is not even profitable. So we can know the wonderful things God has freely given us, right? And only with the heavenly wisdom we'll be able to know that. Like behind me, you got a whole bunch of kids, hoodlums or whatever. They don't fucking know what's going on. America about to get vanquished. You got black people. Oh man, I still feel like we slaves over here. We can't even do this and provide. You are. And then she said, man, I'm done teaching my kid. I taught him everything. He graduated. I said, you taught him that. Did you teach your son who runs the earth? No, I'll let him do that. What about belief? What about when the end of the world? Oh, I let him worry about that when he get there. What kind of parent is we? That's why it says, which refuse to hear my words in Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 10. We refuse to hear the words of the Lord. That's why everybody walking past us, we're doing the same thing over again. Man, I've been getting more into the red, the warning conversations, which is Yahushai, and I keep seeing the same thing here now. Us going out in the corner is a mystery. And that's only for the ones that want to be in the truth, that want to be saved, that want to grow, that's tired of being lied to. They love being lied to because it should be a huge wave of everybody cleaving to this truth. Let a huge ass earthquake or a bomb hit my city right now. Niggas is going to be looking for the men of the Lord, man. Man, I'll put it on your mama's cornbread without the jiffy. And this is the same thing your forefathers, they kept teaching. They didn't get it. Verse 11, it says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, and I will not hearken unto them. Some people think that evil is paranormal. I mean, it is paranormal because the Lord is working in the spirit, but it ain't no left hand side spirit just dragging you. No, the Lord is going to send, let me get this sidebar right here in the three holy children, which is straight to the point. There's only one chapter in there. The Song of the Three Holy Children, the first chapter, verse 9. And thou didst deliver us unto the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of the Most High, into an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world. All the nations are enemies to the Most High. The law, it wasn't given to them. This gospel wasn't to, they are enemies of the Lord. And the Lord gave us to lawless idiots, unjust kings. They move off of the notion of Isaiah 5 and 20, not the woe part, but they make good bad and bad good. And And each captivity, not only Esau, it's many history of facts, biblical, and that you can see that's out the Bible that even hyphens and lift up the Bible even more, that the Most High is not lying. Before we came to America, other kingdoms was established. Big ones, little ones, big ones, little ones, little ones, big ones, big ones, big ones, big ones, little ones, and big ones. Our Israelite whole history been in captivity and war. We had moments when we were prospering. The best time we prospered was in the time of David and really in Solomon. Solomon was the taste of the kingdom. And then you have moments with Hezekiah, Hosea, right? And then you got other moments. But then we have terrible moments, right? This is why we have to always do a Michael Phelps deep dive into this understanding. But if you was to go and know that Jeremiah 11, 10, and 11, soon as we didn't turn to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, let me just read this and then I will paraphrase what I actually want to say. It's Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 33. It says, and they have turned unto me the back and not the face. Though I taught them rising up early and teaching them, yet they have not hearkened to receive instruction. This is Jeremiah. And the Lord tells you, if you receive a prophet, you receive a prophet's reward. If you receive a righteous man, you receive a righteous man reward. But we turn the face. This is why, therefore, the curses was put upon us. And everything that's in Deuteronomy, it didn't happen right away. Because the Lord said, if we do this in our land, we wasn't even fully in our land yet. When we got in our land, we started doing this shit. So that shows you, first you have to master, before we got into Israel, that was their prophecies talked about. And if you see that, see if they were fulfilled. Let alone those prophecies of Yahushai, these prophets, Israel going here. So a lot of things happened before you even got into your first captivity, your second, your third, your fourth, you know. A lot of things happened, you know. We turned our backs and the Lord put a huge wave, and then that Deuteronomy 28, 15 to 28 hit you. It really hit you. You know, when you turn the other cheek, it hit both. It hit you with a double, a 1-2 piece. You know, this is Zechariah, the 11th chapter. You know, this is Zechariah, the 11th chapter, and we go into verse 5, and it says, whose oppressors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. If you go trace back slavery, cotton, the Rothschilds, the Morgan, all the higher ups that you think is in this Illuminati, they invested. That's where a lot of their money came. Every bank that you have that is a umbrella or a branch all the way down from the top banks, they all profited from slavery. You niggas don't know slavery was a trillion system, money flow. Then after that, they made corporations and they continue the endeavors of the slave trade. Because after we build it, now they need us to work. If you go, it's video games on your phone. You got they like Sims. They got the Wiz Khalifa joint where you can you can sell weed in the community and you start buying stores. You got the joint where amusement parks. You got joints where you have a city where you can build businesses. And then the more that you make these buildings and the more money come, first it's slow, then it's slow, and then it goes faster and faster and faster. Now you making millions in one day, billions in one day, trillions, quadruple, and you got to keep clicking it. I used to have those games. That's what America is, but you niggas can't see. It's a business. Even though I'm like my house, they making money off of you living on this. And every day you got to wake up and go to work. You're taxed. How can America give you loans? How can America be so rich? How can they give you credit, but they're $1 trillion in debt? You niggas don't know what system you are in. And coming with banks and treasury, that all started when the tipplers, you know. But treasury Money flow always been in all the ancient times. It just was different. Esau got more smart and clever on the left-hand side. Now niggas is financially in slavery. This is one of the worst, best captivities known to fuck the man. You know? You gotta pull layer after layer to understand what's going on. So let's get into the main event that a lot of people want to reject. Even myself at a point in time. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 41. And thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Even if you living in a life with your kids, you really can't enjoy them. You think playing in the park is really enjoying them? Most of the time, you send your kids to go to school, then your daughter out of nowhere has a period problem. And then if it's either you didn't tell her, and now she crying thinking she dying. We don't get to enjoy our kids. If we was to put in the edifying aspect, you don't get to enjoy your kids by teaching them thus saith the Lord. I can go to my family and did you teach any one of us? No, they didn't. Foster home, foster home. That's one form. The littlest thing, if you couldn't teach your children thus saith the Lord, that already showed you couldn't even enjoy your child. You couldn't do Passover. You couldn't do New Moon. You couldn't do the Sabbath. You couldn't do Purim, which was Purim because of Esther and Mordecai. We was giving gifts to one another. But now you're doing Christmas. We can't enjoy our kids. You can't enjoy your son laboring as a man and, whatever crops or cattle or animals you have because niggas is low, right? Niggas is low. So the point of these verses we bringing out now is showing you new Egypt, a new slavery, and a new captivity. And what does Egypt mean? Right? First and foremost, because we're not stuck on the name, we're stuck on the meaning. What Egypt mean? This is Exodus chapter 20. I'm trying to hit every corner as well as I can because like Apostle Gabar and Apostle Elder Tahar, they always say is new sheep coming in. So you gotta do the basics and then you gotta add a little seasoning in there, man. Right? But this is Exodus chapter 20. And I'm going to start at 1. It says, God spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And you can go look up definitions, and it's going to break down the clear understanding of Egypt, right? That it means bondage or it means captivity. Right? Let's go to another one. Let's just keep it flowing. Let's drop down to verse 49. And it says, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Right? And many nations, took us, but let's get into the point of us looking at us now, because most of these curses happen now. But yes, they happened before we got here. The number one thing you stick out before you get into the scripture is the point that it says these people was going to come from the ends of the earth as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou don't know. And then you would think of Isaiah 28 because in the new tongue the Lord is going to talk to us. All Israel, because, Guerrilla Hebrew want to say that 2/3 not die in America, the 12 tribes as captivity again to be symbolic to the old Egypt is going to make even more sense. If this is the new age Egypt, then that must mean the 12 tribes must be in this captivity together. Oh, you put yourself in a hole. Not a cut, you just put yourself in a hole because who came to America first? The Northern Kingdom. Yes, they got scattered in other places too because they had to be put to work. But the Northern Kingdom is here, let alone we got the Caribbeans. And the Southern Kingdom came here on ships, right? Judah and Benjamin. And some of the Levites, but most of the Levites was with the Northern Kingdom. So the two sticks, like it's saying in Ezekiel, are in captivity together. We're in Egypt together. Ain't nothing new under the sun. You have to implant it in your mind. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. Prophecies have to take place, and this is the last one. The 12 tribes will get saved out of here. The 12 tribes, if they're not here, then all Israel ain't getting saved out of this place, which will really be the elect in this number. The 1/3, really the 144,000 and the 1/3, it wouldn't be the 12 tribes. Then that mean we would have to fix that breakdown. But the Lord moved through the elders, and then the apostles, who we call apostles now, and they smooth that out for you, man. You know? So we have to understand, even when you go into Greek captivity, you go into the Rome, the Ethiopian, the Europeans in America, Britain, France, a lot of Edomites and all of their system, even in Mount Seir, they always used eagles. You know, that was their attribute. So that's why when we understand that these scriptures is a mystery, what the brother just put on here, Second Corinthians, First Corinthians 2, verse 10 all the way to 12, these are mysteries. Now, the one brother said, like in the time of Noah, no one believed the flood was coming. Thy God, I will also forget that. Yeah, Khan. Right. And yo, brother, you was so right. This is why you want to be thankful you in this truth. Y'all want to say we bugged out? Yes, we bugged out. We bugged out like Noah, building up our spiritual ark. We bugged out like Lot. You know, it's good to look like a fool for the Lord when you're right. And you're only right if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is right. Now, I can't really show you too well. Let me see if I can go to the handy dandy internet. I got a picture that shows you. I just want to. It's a lot of nations that have eagles, right? But when you look at Spartacus, when you look at old history, Rome, this was their this was their symbol. Even the Greeks, a lot of Edomites, this was their thing, but it was really just spiritual. Let alone when you go into Second Esdras, the 11th or 12th chapter, which was really talking about the 12 feathers, which is the 12 Caesars, right? And the 12 Caesars, I mean, Rome just in general were Edomites. Yes, they went by saying that they were Italians. They were Edomites. Ecclesiastes 4:16, the Lord is not all the nations of old is still here. Not none of the nations is completely wiped off. All the nations that the Most High established in this earth to play a role, they're here now, right? So this is First Corinthians chapter 1, verse 21. That became one of my favorite verses because it gives me confidence that I'm being a fool. I'm being righteous doing this foolish thing for the Lord. Right? So this is First Corinthians chapter 1, verse 21. For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew him not, because they only think that they know the Lord by human wisdom, which is not even efficient enough. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe, right? So we're doing something foolish just to get the true believer. If you're a true believer, you love foolish niggas. You love foolish people. You love foolish men, right? Even if a sister is telling another sister, if you love that sister, you love her because she a fool for the Lord. You got to really be a fool for Hamashiach's sake, right? Because your forefathers didn't. Right? So we read 49. Let's read verse 50. It says, a nation of fierce a countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Rome was known for that. But let alone, if we trace to the Greeks, they was known. First Maccabees, second Maccabees, they was hanging infants in trees because they got circumcised, killing the mother because she got circumcised, tortured 7 sons, and then killed the mother because they didn't want to eat pork. Then they would hang people for 60 miles to Rome. That was the cross that you niggas want to put on your chest that I used to do. You're just, even if Yahushua is on there, he's not on the cross no more. But you're trying to hang Yahushua again, let alone that is a Roman mockery. There ain't nothing to be happy about a cross. That was a mockery. And then look what atheists, KKKs is doing. They're burning the cross. That is mockery. That's Rome shit, man. You know? But they have a fierce countenance. And you can't say, I mean, a lot of people is going to say, but who cares if they're going to say that Arabs is Esau? The head of this world, let alone if we want to say America's the face, who's the head? A white nation, man. You know, and all Esau, if you go back to First Maccabees between First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 10 down, you'll understand the same thing like Alexander did to his four successors. He gave the kingdom to them. They basically divided it into four, and then when they grew and they was coming close to dying, they gave it to their sons, and then their sons gave it to their sons. That's the difference between Israelites of today. The nations, especially Esau, any power, understanding, wisdom, they give to their next of kin. They always do that. You can see it in scriptures. You see it in history. The Borgia family, they kept giving their positions and all of this to their descendants. That's how the elite run. Jake, when you go in the scriptures, we was going by birthrights from the oldest, second down, and the father was given to this kid and given to that kid. And guess what? When that father got old, he was doing the same thing. We just don't move in that time because we're an American horror story. We thinking about credit. You don't even know about a freaking birthright, you know? So we're under a nation that don't regard the person of old and young. They got old people working, you know. They took back they lowered some of the elders retirement plans. Some elders can't, retire, with a type of loan sum in their pocket that they want to, because we serve a wicked enemy, right? Now dropping down to verse 68, which slides into this this nation has a fiercer countenance. Verse 60, but I just want to make it clear. All nations touched us. All nations outside of Israel, even Israel, wicked leaders, but all nations touched us. All nations. But who was the most terrible? It would be the so-called white nation. Regardless, however you want to take it or not. And the reason why they have to be the worst is because what was given to them. The blessing that was given to them was the sword, not the Arabs. Everybody got their own possession and their own little thing. But Esau was blessed with the sword. Who created the first nuke? Edomites. It wasn't Arabs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got dirt, but Esau is the worst because in history, he even wanted to kill his brother. He didn't want us to, he didn't even allow us to a clear path to go through. Amalek always been at war with the children of Israel. Because with the birth problem, that brings you back to the other basic idea with Esau and Jacob. We were always fighting, we were fighting in the womb, which is symbolic to as long as Jacob and Esau is in the earth, that spirit that they have is going to always be against each other. Plain and simple, right? So yeah, verse 68 in Deuteronomy 28, Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, Exodus 20 and 2, right? Which is we walked out of Egypt, the first one. Why will we need ships? It says, by the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And you could just look at certain things that reflects on that. Think of Black Friday, the auction block. We were sold in other captivities before we came here, but America is known for putting you on the auction block and selling you. Where do you think? Give me 145. They started doing that when we was slaves. If you haven't had the time to do it, you watch Roots. Roots is PG-13. Go watch Goodbye Uncle Tom. X-rated, X-rated, X-rated. You're gonna be pissed off after you watch that. Y'all still lost. You didn't even know that they still making money off of slavery. Why they keep making Moses' movies? They're getting paid. Passing to Christ, they're getting paid. They made the young Messiah, they're getting paid. Some of the stories they trying to make it right, they not making the people right, so they got to decode certain things. They making money, they getting paid. You know, y'all, bro, the Lord put it on your heart not to pay attention to it. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 25. It says, Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all kingdoms of the earth. That is a fact we was. Even when we try to run away, they put the little bells on your neck so that when you run, it'll make noise, or they'll put hooks on your neck so when you run, the tree will catch you. So it's no way we'll try to flee another way and get caught, flee this way, and then 7 will come in and they'll sick dogs on you. You have to visualize it and see it and know, even in other captivities, this happened. In Rome, 1 million Israelites flee from Roman persecution. And when you look at Revelations 12, it says a flood came. Really, it was the Romans. They flood where Israel went in the African mountains to look for us. They was not playing. And then when you go look at Apocalypto or Pocahontas, see how them Europeans came over here. Yeah, they wanted gold, but even if they found one, they start thinking with a crafty mind, yo, maybe they got gold. We got to take it. Because if we get all this other gold, and then the more cities, the more places that they go in the United States at that time, they keep running into Indians. So how can we get this wealth if we run into them? So they had to make treaty. It's a lot, bro. You know? And we only just touching the iceberg. Right? So let's just continue, because now we're getting into Israel is scattered to all nations. We have no power against our enemies. That's why when people be like, man, it's more of us, let's stand up against them. Nigga, with what? A lot of us don't even got enough ammo. Esau coming with ammo. Let alone, even if you get, you try to go against him, this man can just click a button and send a nuke here. A droid high as hell and just drop a nuke. You niggas don't get it, you know? But, you know, it's okay. It's some that will. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 64 to 65. It says, Yahweh shall scatter thee among the people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. There thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Now these new religions kind of got established, and now through the Spirit we're about to become a slave to them, right? And we became a slave to the wood, which is the cross, and to the stone, which is really the Kaaba stone, you know. And you can see Israel cleaving the other stones too, like the chakra stones, you know, but using them in like a worship type of way instead of just using them, because some stones do give us energy, right? Because a lot of those stones is really just natural minerals from the earth. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know a lot of reason why Israel fell is because of the different beliefs, you know, and that's a form of idolatry and a form of adultery, because we're married to the one true power. The one true system is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you know, and we committed adultery as men and women, you know, spiritually, mentally, and physically, right? So let's go to, let me read verse 35. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. This is why we always think bad or doubt bad, because the shit, and I ain't gonna lie, through the Spirit you guilty, but just in the Spirit, even when you work, we think that we ain't gonna get the job because we know the system is made for us to fail. We're the last one hired and the first fired. If you don't keep saying yes to the doubles and overtime, they might let you go. Unless you giving it your all, they're gonna let you go. This is why a lot of brothers, we work for the tip agency and we get let go, because they want us to go extreme and beyond, and then they using you. You know, The soles of our feet have no rest. My left foot have a freaking weird problem, and I've been breakdancing, flipping, and I'm thinking it's that. But I had jobs that was making me stand, but this job be making you stand, 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 and my toe acting a certain way. But outside of saying leaving the job, this is how you get broken down. Let alone it's an elder that got back problems, and they still pushing him to do this and then do that. This is how you know when you're in captivity, your oppressors don't give a damn about you because you can understand. You know, a wise king deals with, you know, his servants, and the king's supposed to serve you. But the king on this side is more wicked, and he's serving his own belly, just like Nebuchadnezzar. I'm not about to go too deep, but Nebuchadnezzar was supposed to exalt the Lord, but he didn't do it. He was really filling up his own belly. And then he fell down and started crawling like a damn animal. And that's what's going to happen to Esau. If you ever seen Prison Break, when Loki or Michael's brother, when his son is got they basically killed his mother and his stepfather and said that he killed them. You know what I'm saying? In the time when he was running, his face was dirty, breath smelled like gaboogie. He was dirty, you know. They're gonna be low in the kingdom. But look at us now. Every day you get to see your mistake. You get to see you fucked up. Even if we're moving righteous, the righteous had to be in this situation with the wicked. And guess what? A lot of us, even if we are of that number, the Lord made you forget everything. Ecclesiastes 1, chapter 1, verse 9 and 11. You don't remember nothing. So that means through the flesh, you did certain things, and then you came back to the Lord. That's the one thing about the righteous. You were a little rag. You were a defiled, unfilthy rag, but the Lord brought you back in this because the Lord is judging all Israel, just like what he did at Achan. He took a Babylonian garment and shackles. The Lord killed him and his children, but the Lord judged all Israel. We're a nation before we're just one person. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going. I'm just trying to add everything in there instead of going to all these other precepts I could say. But this is Limitation chapter 5, verse 5. It says, our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. This is why you working so much. A real Israelite brother shouldn't really be kicking his feet up every day like he don't need to work or provide. This is why if you don't want to serve the Lord, your spirit might draw you to be a millionaire. And most millionaires, even if they call the name of the Lord, they have to be honest. To be filthy rich, serving the Lord is very hard because when you're rich, you have to work harder and harder to have money. That's why Esau want niggas. They want coons. They don't want an educated, eloquent man, right? Because it would be hard to control you. It would be hard to put a knee on your back, right? And I see the big captain, Yarmayan, came in the building. Shalom, shalom. Yarmayan, Hopeful 144. Check out his page. Always bringing edifying videos, right? But this is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25, which says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall swear out and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change the times and the laws. They shall be given unto his hands unto a time and times and dividing of times. Now all nations did some buffoonery, but Esau is the main one that changed laws. Babylonians didn't change laws. They try to make us walk away from our laws, but Edomites changed the laws. They changed the Shabbat. Now you just thinking of Friday, Saturday, and not looking at what the Lord have given you, which is the moon. That's directly the declarations of times and seasons. You know, you giving more honor to the Lord looking at the moon, right? Now we going by Esau's calendar, you know. And then we go into the Pope. They telling you how to pray. They told you how to go to church and you have to dance. In order for the Lord to deal with you, you gotta have you gotta faint. You gotta dance in the heel toe. But we don't see that in the scriptures. But they want to say David danced. He wasn't at church. He was by himself dancing. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know This nation out of all nations changed the image of the Most High Son. The Babylonians, them African booty scratchers, mean long wing pile, egg roll Japanese and Korean, they didn't do it. The first one that touched it was these test tube monkeys, man. You could take it how you want and you can go search it. Don't look at me and take everything I say, especially if it's scripture. Write it down, read it for yourself. Anything I say that's on the internet, go search it. You can go look up books, Babylon the Timbuktu, How White Folks Got Rich. You can go look up the Russian icons, the German icons, the Vatican icons. You could do a lot of research. Research. You know what I'm saying? In his books to prove the true Israelites is on the earth, and that's why the Lord didn't let Esau hide everything, because if he did, we wouldn't be able to have the KJV, we wouldn't be able to have the Apocrypha. The Lord is showing you Esau is the most dumbest nation on the earth. If he was the people, he would have annihilated this Bible to say God don't hate Esau, because a real smart Israelite is going to come through the spirit like Joseph, like Abraham, and be eloquent and be able to understand these things like Abba Bibbins. And then it had to get hand-me-down, grew, hand-me-down. All praise to the Most High for moving in the spirit of Edda Tahar, for being the first elder to say Cornelius is an Israelite, the first elder to say the MOTB, the first elder to say, yo, unity is when we're all teaching the same thing. We can't da-da-da-da-da. The first one to bring out this lunar, or however he did it. I'm just only giving double honors to the Most High and the elders that's continually moving in that, because the Lord is working and he's trying to get us back into the old us. Brothers is speaking the old language of Canaan, right? Because men is going hard in the Hebrew language. You know, the elders is pushing order, you know, because these niggas, I'm calling them niggas, because they wore out the saints and they changed the laws and the times. So this is why we must get back into the order. We must get back in the times. We must get back looking at the signs. We must get back to teaching, feeding, teaching, feeding, teaching, feeding, teaching, feeding, and provide for your family, brothers and sisters, right? Beautiful precept to the captain. Now we about to move. We were still dealing with the New Egypt and slavery captivity, but we're gonna still continue with Israel being scattered, which is going into the same point where we was already bringing out. But let's get into some more. This is Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, in verse 17. Right. This is verse 17 to 20. It says, "Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kin, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. And Yahweh shall send upon thee curses, vexation, rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken thee." The only ones that's going to be destroyed is the 2/3, right? The all Israel, we've been worn down. That's why I said in Daniel, the 7th chapter, verse 25, they wore us out. All Israel been worn out, but the 2/3 are going to perish in this captivity, right? They're going to be destroyed. Instead of bringing out 600,000 like in the first captivity, the Lord is going to do a Noah movement and bring out only the elect, the one that was sure, the one that was caught doing the work, the one that believed, the one that had faith, that was working on this faith. Those are the ones that's going to come out of this place bold, happy, and excited. Drop it down to verse 28 and 29. Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. So your mind, you're going to move like astonishment. Your mind, your heart is going to have you madness. Your mind and your heart is going to blind you. You is going to be a killer. Gang, all my ops don't love me. I'm a killer. Yeah. I got 4 up on my ops. You are a madman. That's why the Lord said that women in, I believe, second Esdras, the 5th chapter. I think it's verse 58. I forgot what chapter. The woman will birth monstrous children. Somebody want to put that in the comment section? You can. Women will birth monstrous children. But we're what he said, we're smite with madness. Look at fathers, look at mothers, look at the children, and we're blind. You go tell somebody about Ptolemy, tell them what Black Friday represents. Tell me what Thanksgiving. That's a real history crack. That opens you up and make you be so pissed off. But hey, and if the spirit not in you, oh, I'm doing it for the kids. Soon as you say that, that show you don't even love the kids, because we were supposed to be the first teachers when our children come out that Karuchi, when our kids say goo goo gaga, when they say dad dad mama. You are the first teachers in your child life, right? So now we became LeBron James. And thou shalt grope at noonday as blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Thou shalt only be oppressed and spoiled evermore. No man shall save thee. So look at all these black millionaires. Them niggas not saved because they still got their oppressors on their dollars. Show me Ricky, I'm a boss. Nigga, if you was a boss, make your own dollar. Go get your own land and get your own workers that work every day for you, and they working for their family, and they feeding, and that could be your own community. And you can they can make businesses, and you making money off of them. Rick Ross ain't doing that. P. Diddy, you ain't doing that. All you niggas are enjoying the rudiment of this place in the kingdom of Esau. Shit, I got vanity too. I'm working a 9 to 5. I'm driving this car, buying them this and this and that. TV is on. You got Wi-Fi. You're in the rudiments of Esau. You're enjoying the shit that Esau gives you. And yes, what else is we gonna do outside of teaching? You're gonna watch you some TV. But don't abuse the world, but use the world. You see how that went? You can watch all that TV, do your thing, but if you're not reading, building your faith up, even this is why I put this on our kids. This is why you're supposed to be teaching your kids. Every day, watch your kids. See if your kids choose to ask you about the Lord or do that. Then you show through the Spirit that shows you your kids need you. Your kids need you. That's why you need to be on your kids. Your kids, man, oh, I got homework. They got schoolwork. Imagine if you could sneak and go watch your kids at school. Everybody sit down. Watch your kid go sit their butt down. That a bell ring. Boop, you got to go to the next class. Watch your kid make it to that class. Either they late or they on time. Watch them sit down. Yes, they still might have ADHD, but I bet you they still listen to that teacher. Then they come on, sit down. They sit down, then they get their ass back up. That's why you need to put spiritual curriculum in your house. Even if it's just 2 precepts, because your children need to believe in the Lord. And guess what? If your children don't believe in the spirit, fuck them. They gonna be destroyed. If your kids is not getting this, they gonna be destroyed. If your wife not getting it, she's gonna be destroyed. Brother man, if you not getting it, you gonna be destroyed. This is why you gotta teach. Deuteronomy chapter 6, if you want to go to the classic, chapter 6, verse 1 to 6. You must teach your kid when they wake up, hi dad, hi mom. When they going to sleep, when they going to the store, wherever the hell they going, when they just chilling in the house, just running your damn water, eating every damn snack, you supposed to be feeding them. Most women want to wait for the man to do it. You ain't doing nothing. A man gotta work. He gotta feed you. He gotta touch on your body, make you care. The man gotta do so much. And yes, of course he's gonna teach his family. But when he wakes up, he teaching his family because he's getting in that book and he's working. And if the household is not watching, how can you really say you love your father or you love your husband? If I'm teaching every day, that means my wife should be teaching my kids every day, because they're not out here teaching single women. It's no way. If I wake up and I'm working, and then sometimes before I even work for the Lord, I don't even eat. But y'all hurry up and go bust your ass. Maybe my newborns, they need to go eat. But for the oldest, then you spending money for a kid to do karate, a kid to do ballet, a kid to do dancing, a kid to do all of this. Make it make sense. If you say you love your kids, you should be teaching them, thus saith the Lord. You should be teaching them American Horror Story. If your daughter or your son is showing sexual things, pedophile things, inappropriate things, that kids should get put down, and they need to know. If you want to show the sexual shit, you want to go have sex, as soon as you do, you're getting the fuck up out of here. I bet you he can't provide for me. And you need to get on that ass, because then that's a spirit of the left-hand side. You know, and the Lord is going to test you. You think everything is smooth when you get in this truth? We're reading this curses. You're not going to enjoy your children, because some of your children, you could be in the truth. That's why some of the elders, they got daughters or sons. They've been fired on this truth. 30 years past, they daughter 22. That girl is twerking and jerking. It's a whole nother nigga putting a rod up in your daughter. Guess what? Fuck them. Let them. Hey, babe, I love you. I'm not about to feed my family this truth. Mom, dad, cousin, because they don't want to hear the American Horror Story. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You sit down and think about it. You going to work, all these niggas you laughing at, chilling, they think you cool. These niggas don't want to hear the American Horror Story. That's why be cool with them like this. The ones that want to hear it, be cool with them like this. You heard what I'm saying? You got cool niggas you cool with like this, and the people that don't believe in the Lord, be cool with them like this. You got a whole bunch of air going through. That's how much space through the spirit, mental, and physical, and financially. You niggas is not getting close to me if you don't believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 10. Elijah was jealous for the Lord. You're not getting near me if you're not serious about the Lord, you know? But women, that's different. You pouring the light on them, because a woman, she's blessed with having a man of the Lord in her life. The spirit might rub out on her, but it's some wicked women that don't give a damn about that, and they'll use you. I'm telling you, throwing up curses in the air for you niggas, man. I'm being so serious. Your life, your blood, sweat, and tears is in this place, and you can't even take 30 minutes serious for the Lord. This is real. You know, y'all, oh, I can't wait, American Horror Story. Nigga, you is the story. I wish a nigga would have told me this way before. I wish Samuel Wilder, I wish I knew this man before. I wish I knew Yarma. I wish I knew Elder Tahar before all of this, man. I would have never been the Fahulian Island nigga I was. You know? This shit is real. So they're spoiling us. I'm gonna drop down to 31, 30, and drop down to 31. It says, "Thy ox shall be slain before thy eyes; thou shalt not eat thereof. Thy ass shall be violent, taken away from before thee; thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them." Now, show me a nigga that got his own land, cattle, and all of that. Oh, I do. But you had to go buy it from somebody. We had our own. Niggas want to say I'm an owner. Nigga, you don't even own your own cattle and all of that. Oh, yeah, I do. Do you pay taxes on it? No, you don't. Because everybody had to pay tribute to their oppressors. And tribute on this side is tax. If you being taxed, you are oppressed. If you have superscription on your money, you are oppressed, nigga. Oh, I don't carry cash, so I'm not oppressed. You simple delusion. If you're using a bank, you are oppressed. You know, and I'm using a bank. I know I'm oppressed. I got to use that bank. I'm in a car right now. I know I'm oppressed. I got insurance. I know I'm oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Medicaid, health insurance. I know health insurance. Oh, I know I'm in captivity, because insurance itself is funded and built it off of slavery. Slavery made the most money for the whole earth. The whole earth. earth. I almost stuttered. I actually did stutter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really don't know how deep the loophole goes. That's why brothers always say you got to get out the matrix. Dropping down to verse 33, it says, "The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and cursed away." Yo, Esau make it no better. You got the Muslims in my town. They own streets. You know how like Chinatown, they got Muslim town. Go to the west side and over here they got Chinatown. Where's nigga town? Ain't no nigga town. You can't say the east and west. That's not us. Because if it was us, why the potholes not fixed? I had to go a moment of silence for you niggas, man. Because niggas really be feeling like they up one because they got $500,000. Where's your cattle? Where's your own land? Nigga, you broke just like me, nigga. If they could take Kanye West's money just for saying what he's saying, nigga, you ain't nigga. You just a nigga with more Monopoly paper. Bring that all in front of me and let me get a lighter. We can see how fast that shit burn. And what you got to do something. You better become a diddler. to get all that back. You gonna have to be a diddler for a whole year to get that back. You niggas don't know who you fucking with. And I'm sorry I'm getting so, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like curse less, but you niggas don't know who you messing with. America was the best establishment the Lord made for you two-third niggas, man. And if I'm one of them, this is the best captivity to break us down and to destroy us, man. You're gonna know death by pain. America is the best place the Lord made for you two-third niggas. And what's his name? Gorilla Hebrew. He's gonna say the two-thirds not dying here, bro. Man, please fix it. We leaders and we saying the two. What's the point for America? To be set apart from a land if you know all the lands was together, all the lands was together, and now they separated. The Lord did that so that this place can be destroyed on its own, son, man. Because if this place was destroyed, the whole aftermath of the other countries would have got a beautiful taste. The Lord is so smart. He separated for a reason so it can be destroyed on its own lonesome. You niggas don't got the deep vision, but now you make it something new so you can keep followers. You know, mad followers, mad views. The best name don't make you a true teacher. You know, the Rakak Wadash in you, being sincere and enduring to the end and taking correction. It's times where I said something wrong, I had to fix it. If that sun kid still coming up, I have a chance to fix it and then teach it. Just because I said something wrong, I'm not about to stop teaching, man. You know, Mr. I believe you put it up there. So like I went on that fire rant. Second Esdras 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and mistress woman shall bring forth monsters, right? And it's a lot of women in this truth and out this truth that birth monstrous freaking babies, man. You got monstrous niggas, right? So the nations is eating up, and what they do, they giving you GMO, they giving you food with preservatives in it, right? When I go to like Asher, he put me and my brothers on this drink, and it's like the title of it's called Oasis, and it's from Canada. No preservative, and it's all natural fruit. The drink is it's deliciousness, all straight natural, no preservatives, and you can read it on the label. This is Hebrews chapter 1, verse 6 and 7, man. 6 and 7. Hebrews chapter 11. No, not Hebrews 11. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 6 and 7. Got a little happy. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 6 and 7. This is what it reads. And again, when he bringeth the first begotten. Oh, Salaki, y'all. I'm over here reading my little notes incorrectly. Salaki family. Please forgive me for that. This is I'm going to Habakkuk. If you say Habakkuk or Rebecca, but I'm going to Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 6 and 7. It says, for lo, I raise up the Chaldeans who are, the Edomites of today, because America is symbolic to all the ancient captivities. So it says, for lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. And what nation is known for taking a land that's not theirs? Like literally taking it and saying that it's theirs and it's not. What nation would take a land and then take the custom of the people and say that they are the people and you're not? Then let alone make a law in the earth that you can't even say nothing against these people. Then it says it in the Bible. They call themselves Jews and are not Jews. As a collective, them people call themselves Jews and are not. Show me nigga. Show me a Jake, men and women, for way before Abba Bivens, all the way till now, calling themselves Jews. Let alone, we're different than them. We got Israelites calling themselves mad different tribes. They just only saying they the Jews. and they rich. They got banks. Show me when the Lord was gonna say we was gonna have banks. We was gonna rule the government. We was gonna make millions and billions off of cotton and all this other extra stuff. Curses was supposed to be upon us. So if they live in the lamb life, what curses do them niggas got on them? I'll wait. Please help me. Help me to help you understand that, man. Cause I'm for some reason it's hard for me to figure it out. I had to change the lighting because you know I'm dark. The shine ain't gonna shine too well. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. We're almost there. Now we about to get into all races above them and none prosperous, right? So, we're in all the nations, and wherever Israel is, we're not prospering. And what is real prospering? Animals, land, let alone you have your own money. No captivity from Egypt all the way to the other ones. We didn't prosper. Real prosper is when you in your own land. Real prosper is when you get to follow your own laws. That's what really being prosperous is. And we can keep going more on being prosperous, which even continues with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai. But this is Deuteronomy 28, verse 43 to 44. It says, "The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt lend to him, and he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail." This is how you cannot say that these niggas is not those people. When it says lending and they shall lend and da da da, and you can't. When you want to go get a loan, you got to go to these niggas' banks. Show me when you lend a loan, lend it to them. You got to serve them hunger, thirst, and nakedness, food, all this. What nation put a currency on money, gold, silver? Not the Arabs, Esau. Because when we go to Psalms 83, which I'm going to read later on in NLT, Edomites are the first ones that were doing the craftiness. Let alone Amalek has to be the first out of all of Esau's descendants. And Amalek are the ones calling themselves the small hats that's running Israel, the Vatican, America, Britain, all around. It's the small hats running it. Make it make sense, but it's okay. We still dealing with the real American horror story. So Deuteronomy chapter 28, um, verse, what was we just at, Salaki family? Okay, verse 43. Okay, and we just read 44. They will lend to us, but we won't lend to them. And now I'm going to drop to 51. It says, "And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee any corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kin, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee." And when even look at the Indians, what sport did they make for the Indians? And you can go search it. It was killing bisons. So the Indians won't be able to eat and feed the Negroes because they was feeding us. And that's why buffaloes, bisons are going extinct. And the man name that did this, his name is on the Buffalo Bills stadium. And then they damn near call every sport out here symbolic to what he did. The Sabres, the Bisons, the Buffalo Bills, the Bandits. And that's what Esau do. He'll make a mockery right in your face. And look, we trying to make it look cool. We going to the Bills game and not even knowing what that symbolized. We wearing a cross, not knowing that was a Rome mockery. Like, you don't know. Like, y'all is bugging. When we go to the strip clubs, that's what a lot of our priests was doing. The Groves or the Grooves, the Braves, the NBA team, it's a lot that's symbolic to all those sports and football teams. When you go look at the Boston Celtics, that was the whole racist community, man. Half of the time, niggas couldn't even get even in the building. This is American Horror Story, where niggas are the low and they're not even considered 3/5 of a man, right? So that is to let you know all races above them and none of Israel. We are not going to prosper in this land. We're not going to prosper under them, right? Because the Lord made us different. Making sure everybody can hear me clear, because I want to make sure y'all hear me clear, because that's the whole point of this lesson. You know, brothers probably went over this a lot of times, but and the Washington Redskins name is racist, right? That's why they had to change it to Commanders. And why every Thanksgiving they had them playing the Cowboys or the Bills playing them. Make it make sense. The enemy always have an agenda, and the Lord make them do that because for the elect's sake, so that we can point it out. Y'all really don't believe that Yahweh is doing these signs. If he's doing thunderbolts, thunder, and the scriptures say if it's lightning, thunderstorms, the Lord visit the earth. You know how simple it rains, it thunders? That's simple. The Lord is saying he's visiting the earth when that happens. A huge fire happens. Yes, you might say somebody else did it, but this divine fire grew. The Lord made that happen. Wars, pestilence, viruses. We're going to get into another one where the Lord poured out diseases on Israel. Then guess what? Look how the Lord did that. Then Esau, when he came, brought chicken pox in the Indian. Man, the Most High is amazing, crafty, slick, and smooth. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 21 to 22 in the NLT. It says, Yahweh shall make the pestilence cleave. Wait, no, this is the NLT. This is one of them. It says, Yahweh will afflict you with diseases until none of you are left in the land you are about to enter and occupy. Yahweh will strike you with wasting diseases, HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, all these things. I mean, really, AIDS will really waste you away. Fever, IWAD, inflammation, with scorching heat and drought, with blight and mildew. These disasters will pursue you until you die. And for the elect's sake, you'll get hit with it. And you must come to the realization the Lord can be chastising you. Sometimes because you're doing a good job, but really he's chastising you so you can still endure. Chastising you, using it as an example for other people around you to be like, oh, I don't want that. And then praying to the Lord, guess what? That sickness then probably didn't happen to you. And that was all because of the Lord, because the Lord wanted you to have fear. And sometimes fear can happen to you when you don't want something. You praying to the Lord, it don't happen to you. You praying to the Lord that he cleans the air, you know? So diseases happen to us. That's why diseases is a high rate in our community. Black, Latinos, and natives, diarrhea, HIV. We talking about real herpes, the clapper. A lot of men and women let it burn. A lot of people are just coming around with dirty Oscar Mayer weenies and dirty Caruccis, right? But the Lord is doing that, man, because we are a perverse and adulterous generation. That's why a lot of Israel, outside of the daughters and some women that the Lord allow you to hold on that V card, but a lot of our women are harlots. They're adulterers. Their husbands are still living on the earth. And they not, oh, because he beat me. Oh, we just didn't work. Regardless if you wasn't in the truth and if you is in the truth, that is still your husband. Our woman is defiled. You see how the Lord broke us down, bro. And then when you go to Deuteronomy 28:63, it says in the KJV, it shall come to pass that as Yahweh rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yahweh will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whether thou goest to possess it. So if you had a heart attack, you had cancer, you had diabetes, you had syphilis, you had all these diseases, the Lord had pleasure in destroying you. I'm gonna read it one more time because a lot of y'all might not believe it. You don't think the Lord would do that. Y'all niggas just think the Lord is just hugs. Go read Luke chapter 12, verse 51. He said he's not gonna come with peace, he's gonna come with division. And then 49, He said he's going to come with fire even if it's already kindled. Yahweh Shai already coming with a weapon, even if the weapon is already leased. So let's read this again, Deuteronomy 28:63. And it shall come to pass that as Yahweh rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, this happened before, right? But then after all of this, we're going to multiply and never have to go through this ever again. It says, so Yahweh will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the face, from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And if Esau living in the earth, this is the beginning. No, this is the end. Ever since Esau was on the earth, before Esau, we could say that was kind of the beginning because he wasn't here yet. But then Cain came, so it was already solidified. Soon as Esau came on the earth as the serpent, Cain, and then Esau, it was already ushering in the end. Because we were supposed to be created to be immortal, and the earth was made for us to rule. But since Esau was established, because the Lord already knew that we was going to fall off, so he created Esau to be the worst whooping weapon known to man. That's why he was blessed with the sword. And look what Esau did. He's not only using a knife or a gun. He advanced when it came to weapons and swords. If Esau fly an airplane and just shoot that shit, just pull the thing down, and say if it was just a computer flying the airplane, he could just pull the plane down. He could still kill thousands of people with an airplane. That man got many weapons. A sword is just a weapon. Back then they would get a big ass rock, put gasoline and light it and throw it. Esau got many different weapons. The sword can be any weapon you can use to kill somebody, to make them sick, or to control them. So the Lord said he will rejoice to destroy us and to bring us to naught. And ye shall be plucked off the land whither thou goest to possess it. Ain't we plucked off our land? Even Jake that's over there, they really are plucked off the land, because if the world really knew who we was, everybody would bow. Like when you seen Coming to America, when people start knowing that this nigga wasn't who he say he was, people start bowing down. You got to understand, even you yourself, you got to really know who Yahweh Shema Shai and bow your ass down. Yield to choosing life. You niggas think you got free will when it comes to this teaching. You don't. That's why you brothers is playing your lot, either as a Pharisee and Sadducee. They back on the earth. That's why the elders and apostles be telling y'all to repent before it's too late. You saying the 2/3 is not dying in America. Let that happen. You are finito. Any nigga want to teach the MOTB is not physical, and then that last day you still want to be cocky. Oh, I've been was teaching it that, and you never was. It's not one video you teaching that. You most likely might be destroyed, because the whole point is us to repent and take the correction of knowing you were fucking wrong, bro. Like Peter, Paul, they had to know that they were wrong. And Paul said, man, I'm persecuted. I don't even deserve to be apostle, but I am what I am by the grace of the Most High. And I teach, they teach, but it doesn't matter if I teach more than them, because we all teach the same thing. Paul was still humble. He even felt like, man, I persecuted church. I shouldn't even be an apostle. So you shouldn't even be feeling, you should be feeling like you don't even deserve this. You feel like you don't deserve it, but you know that you still supposed to be doing it. That's the thing. You don't deserve it because you know you filthy. But the guilt that you had because of you turning from the Lord, from the grace of the Most High, you get a chance to turn back to the Lord with open arms. Now, when you go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 27, it says, Yahweh will smite thee with the botch of Egypt. Oh, I wanted to read that in NLT. Salaki, y'all. I want to make sure I give y'all the complete smack on. This Deuteronomy 28 in the NLT, it says, Yahweh will afflict you with the boils of Egypt, and with tumors, scurvy in the itch, from which you cannot be cured, right? And it's just crazy, even though this is not like tumors or boils or anything, but I do have a little itch. Out of nowhere, I'm basically 33, and out of nowhere, I get bumps that look like eczema, and I ain't never have this on my arm, my chest, little on my face, my leg, and then my little babies get it. You know, so even when I'm reading this, it hit me. But you know how it hit me? Yes, it made me tight and upset, but it let me feel confirmed that I know the Lord is here. I know the Lord is real. I know the Lord is dealing with me, even if this is a bad situation or if it is a good situation. To know the Lord is real. To know all them times when I was praying to God, I kept seeing a white image or a white thought. Now, since I've never seen Yahweh Shai face, I know it's a black man, but I can never see his face. I know the Hebrew Israelites are the real people of this Bible because I can see it every day who's affected with crack, affected with being a harlot. Who's really known as being a harlot? Even though we know Esau daughters was giving it up in slavery and all many times in all these other nations. But when you really look at the nations, they try to make sure nobody date their nation. The average they stay in their nations. Even some of them don't want you, but you'll see what nations is cleaving to a nation on the earth so much. Black, Latinos, and natives. Who is cleaving to them? Every nation is cleaving to them. Who is the salt of the earth when it comes to style? If the scriptures say to the salt of the earth, show me niggas, regular niggas, and other people in the world trying to move like Amalek. Like the so-called Jews here with them little twisty sideburns, or the little hat on the head, or the little thing on the front. Show me who is following them, because it said they're gonna be the salt of the earth. We in captivity and we the salt of the earth. We want to be astonishment. We are the salt of the earth. Don't you know everybody want to be a LeBron, a Michael Jordan, a Chris Brown, a drug dealer, a hustler, or the baddest stripper, the thickest stripper? That's only Jake. You know? Who make weed or crack or selling smoking drugs or selling drugs cool? Esau didn't. He didn't make it cool. He was making a killing death position. We made selling drugs cool. We wasn't doing the wigs and the lace front and the makeup. That was them African booty scratchers. Who make makeup look cool? Who make umbrellas look fire? Help me to help you understand this. It's no way you can really, if you was really to sit down, it's hard. If you was really believing the Lord, this should be simple for you to understand you are them people. But the reason why it's hard for you, because the Lord is not dealing with you on that side. Maybe not at this moment. And maybe you need to stop doing what you're doing at that moment and just call on the Lord. Because if you're not in this thing, it's scary hour. So now let me drop down to Deuteronomy 28, verse 59 to 61. It says, then Yahweh will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuous sore sickness, and of long continuous. Right? We be having problems with diabetes, high blood pressure, because we want to eat the foul animals. That's what helps make your health bad, you know, and how we moving. The Lord, his power is beyond you. It's angels around us, and they're in a 4D realm where they can make themselves seen and unseen. So if that's possible, bet you believe if you have a lower back problem and it's not because of workout or something, you got to think maybe the Lord touched you. Now, if you trying to find the Lord and search the Lord, eventually you're going to know it was the Lord chastising you. But all them times you ain't searching for it, you ain't gonna never, you just go, my back, oh, my knee, oh, I think I'm just getting old. You would never take the initiative and let it come out your mouth. That had to be the Lord, right? So dropping down to verse 61, it says, also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will Yahweh bring upon thee until thou be destroyed, right? And I ain't gonna lie, when that AIDS came, HIV, that was a plague. Look what happened to Magic Johnson. The Lord, it was hitting us with a wave, and then some people was getting AIDS because they were sharing the same damn needle. Or you had the LGB 123, the Diddley Club, and they going in each other, and then now it's women laying with men that do lay with men, and be like, oh, it's okay, you done with that, and then he's sneaking off, still giving him some diddlers. The Lord is great and terrible. All of this was planned out. Yo, this is how you know we the best actors, the 2/3 and the righteous. We keep coming back in our lot and playing that role. That's how you know Denzel ain't the only best actor. Lord willing, y'all laughed and got that. Lord willing, that didn't go over your head. But this is jumping up to verse 48 in Deuteronomy 28. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall serve, sin against thee in hunger and in thirst and nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Right? Now I can't say name brand clothes because that's the nakedness. One of all things, medicine. You want your dumb weed, you want your liquor. What else? It said nakedness, hunger, and thirst. A car. You want an airplane. You want a mansion. You want mad money. All those things we're gonna have to go to them for. And you cannot look at your wallet. You can't look at your birth certificate, your social security, and say, nah. And anybody that wanna, oh no, 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 you just a clever, you just think you clever. You don't got no ID. I got an ID, but I'm not in this community. Nigga, what? And then even if you leave out of United States, you're gonna have to get some type of documents. Nigga, you are a servant, bro. Niggas just be wanna fight it all the way to the death. Nigga, you already lost. You know? Now we're really getting into the very sick and illness that the Most High strike his people with. So we already read Deuteronomy. Let's get to this limitations, which is a very beautiful one. This one right here, hit. You know, this is limitation, the 4th chapter, verse 4 to 6. It says, the tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in the scarlet embrace dunghills. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. You know, the punishment of the iniquities of the daughter of my people, right? That is crazy, man. We really broken down. And that goes back to what we just read in Deuteronomy. We gotta go to the enemy just to eat, man, just to get food. Your kids, then let alone they giving your kids formula that got metal shavings in it. I was gonna read that one, but let's go to another one real quick. Let's get this Jeremiah one. We're going to Jeremiah 28, verse 13 to 14. It says, go and tell Hananiah, saying, thus saith Yahweh, thou hast broken the yoke of wood, but thou shalt make for them yokes of iron. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, I have put a yoke of iron upon the neck of all these nations, that they may serve Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, and they shall serve him, and I have given him the breast of the beast of the field, Salaki. And when you look at Nebuchadnezzar, which is the head of the Babylonian, the ancient Babylon, now when you go back to Isaiah the 14th chapter, where it says, you know, Lucifer who sat high, and then through the spirit, it was talking about Nebuchadnezzar, but really deeper in the spirit, it's talking about the new Nebuchadnezzar, which is in daughter of Babylon. If ancient Babylon is ancient Babylon, how can it be daughter Babylon, right? And ancient Babylon did not burn Jerusalem. Psalms 137. It was Edom that said, raise it. So daughter of Babylon is about to sit down in the dirt. So who is daughter of Babylon? That would be America. you know. And then America put iron yokes on us when we was in slavery with the neck running through the tree. You had the jingle bells, jingle bell rock, what they put in your Christmas music. This is why you got to know the Lord is deep. And America is symbolic to damn near all the captivities. You seen the eclipse came and went through all those cities that say Nineveh. Through the spirit, America is like Nineveh. We got to cry against it. This is like Babylon because it brings all its paganism here. Even the Greeks. The Hellenization is still exists in the air because are we not moving like Americans? We got to try to get back to move like Israelites. They took it in a way to they really forced it when we were in a young, weaker age when they were beating us down, you know? And it's the same way like Antiochus Epiphanes when he was killing us for circumcising our sons or killing our wives. She ain't got no Oscar Mayer winner with you, you know? Esau, and most of the times when they were doing certain things, yes, they are wicked just in general, but taking us and doing certain things, that was really the Lord. Even when Esau was trying to pursue us in a Roman captivity, when they destroyed our temple, it was prophesied before they did it. So that was really giving you confirmation it was the Lord. The Lord telling you that they coming. The Lord knew how fierce that they was going to be. So the things that we read in the scriptures, the Lord prophesied that he knew that this was going to happen. So he's telling you, but then on the outskirts is other things that they have done that they went overboard. You know, the Lord, you do this. And they did that, then they did overboard. They went super duper, you know. Beautiful precept right there. So that was going into us um, being oppressed and defeated by our enemies, right? Because instead of putting wood shackles, they're gonna put that iron shackles. You understand? So now let's try to get Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. Now we're about to get to the last few scriptures, right? Verse 64, it says, Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Now Israel, Salakia, Israel never been four corners of the earth. Back then, when you look at Babylon, the Persian and Medes, the Greeks and the Rome, they ruled a certain area. And I could show these pictures if you watch any of my old videos. You know, I always put it in the video, and if I can, just for time's sake, because this is a long video, so I'd rather, let me do that. So I'm gonna go to the images because that's the best one that works. So when you go into this picture, this is all that the back then Babylonian, they ruled all of this. This is what this verse just said. I'm gonna scatter you among all people from one end of the earth even to the other. So that's not Israel scattered everywhere. They just scattered in that area. Now that's the Babylon. Let's go into the Persian and Medes, Media or Media. This is how much the Persian and I want to get the right amount. Maybe this is good. Okay, because this is more animated. But all the green that you see on the screen is what the Persian and Medes ruled. That's not one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. Let's look at the Greeks. Let's see if they went to one end of the earth. The Greeks. Then the Greeks. They had all of that. It's still more land. United States, Canada, what? South America, Central America. Where that's at? Let's try Rome. Maybe Rome might be, because even though we in 2.0, but in ancient Rome, let's see. So if you look at this, the red, this is all Rome ruled. And that's all the way on the other side of the hemisphere. That's not one end of the earth, you know? Now, America, their power is stretched four corners of the earth, but you got to think, America, Esau came and took over this whole blue, even though it was broken down with the northern kingdom, but then Esau overtook it. This in Canada and so on and so on. But this is Esau's like business. This is their business over here. America is a business. The elite, where America came from, that we came out of England. We came out of Europe. Paris, London, England. That's where that English come from. The head runners of this place is over there. They're living over there. That's why when this place get destroyed, they're gonna be arm's length, far arm's length away from us, man. A huge long Yao Ming leg away from us. And they're gonna be hiding in their bunkers. And then the Lord put that spirit, Jeremiah 16:16, and we gonna go search them out. So you gotta understand when it's bringing out some of these this is a prophecy. This is not none of the ancient empires. This is talking about the modern empire and the elite, when we go into Psalms 83, they're running the whole earth. And Israel is what? Shall scatter thee among all people. All people are all around the earth, from the one end of the earth even to the other. And it's four parts of the end of the earth: east, north, south, and west. We gonna hold on. We gonna let y'all breathe with that one. Right? So let's go back to Jeremiah real quick. Like I said, we almost out of here. But we have to dissect this. We gotta bring back Yahweh Shem Shai in our house. This Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 13. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. Because now we're serving other gods. And look at the northern kingdom. How did oppression happen to them again? Because they start serving other gods. They start bringing back Egypt again, because they were bringing pyramids, the Mayans. They were making sacrifices. Just go watch the show Patalito or Pocahontas. The northern kingdom start going back into their old ways, witchcraft, thinking in dead people, and voodoo and other extra shit. You know why you think Indians like the dream catcher thing? They deal with familiar spirits. A lot of Northern Kingdom like the movie Coco. A lot of Northern Kingdom really hold tight to that Jesus picture. But way before that Jesus picture, the Northern Kingdom was dabbling in everything before the Southern Kingdom. And because we sisters, because we love each other, we start following Yahweh. This is how you know, sister, sister. That's how you know you are the company you keep. The Southern keeps the Northern, the Northern keeps the Southern. This is why we both go into the same vomit, right? So let's just make this quicker. Let's go to Job, the 9th chapter, verse 24. It says the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Now, that first point, I have to cut and stop, that all nations had us because all the nations was wicked. I have to say Cyrus, yes, because he is another nation, but the Lord appointed him to be anointed to overpower the Babylonians and to allow us to go back to our land to rebuild the temple. But he's wicked too because he's not an Israelite. But the Lord used him. Right now, when we go into the second part, because Esau was given this world too, and this right here, which will really solidify it. Now it says, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? So when we go into the picture of Yahushai, who is a judge, the 12 apostles and the disciples, their images is not the same. You go to First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. The heathen open up the book of the law and they paint the likeness of themselves because they understood that the prophets was Israelites. They understood that Yahushai was an Israelite, right? And we can keep on going on and going on, but when you really go into history, nobody painted a picture of Yahushai or the disciples and prophets like the Edomites did. They're really the first nation to really do it, because all other nations had their own belief. Now, you could see Tammuz and all of them, Nimrod, all those things were symbolic to what we had, but through the spirit, the left-hand side gave them that, because all things is going to lead back to one belief, which is us, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And all those other beliefs was the belief system for all the other nations. And if you look at the Lord creation, he allowed those things to still stay in the earth to approve us, just like he did in Judges chapter 3. Read Judges chapter 3. He said he left certain nations to approve us. And if that's the case, that means some of these other beliefs the Lord left in the earth to approve us, really the elect. Because when you go back to Revelations, the 14th chapter, believe starting at verse 6, the 144,000 wasn't defiled with women. They were virgins because they never daddled in other beliefs and cleaved to it and got soaked and swallowed, and start making different steps. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. But us as all Israel, we must take that bill. But let me go back to Job, because this was really the first verse I was supposed to get, but all praises. Job 19, verse 6 to 10. Know now that God have overthrown me and have compassed me with his net. Right? It says, behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard. I cry aloud, but there is no judgment. He hath fenced up my way that I cannot pass, and he hath set darkness in my paths. This is why we go through the problems of the flesh, because the Lord put it in front of you. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, either 12 or 13, the Lord will never put you in a situation you can't handle. This is how you know, not saying it's a game, but this has been planned out, right? So you are living a game, but really the Lord's story. Verse 9, it says, he have stripped me from of my glory, which is you having your name. Jeremiah 17:4, Isaiah 65:15, and so on and so on. Your name is part of your glory. Knowing I'm a Judite, I'm a Jew, Benjamin Levi, you doing your customs for the Lord. That's one of our glories. That alone, the glory of the name of the Lord and you being in your land. And then all the other stuff that the Lord giving you, but we have to start with the name that he has given us because of our father, Jacob, Israelites. Now you are Hebrew Israelites. And then way before Jacob, after Jacob, what happened with Moses? The Lord spoke to him and gave him the name, which is very important, the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And then what else did Jacob give you, or really Moses? He gave us 613 laws, statutes, and commandments, which was the schoolmaster. And then within that was teaching you Yahushai, right? So he really stripped us from that. That's why he says we will discontinue from our inheritance, which was the law in our land, the customs and the ordinance. Verse 10, it says, he have destroyed me on every side, and I am gone, and my hope have he removed like a tree, right? Like a tree, like Esau cut off, or like leaves falling off. Your hope, your faith, your belief is gone. That's why it's so hard for Israel really to. But if you really believe, you will have a different motion. I don't care how much money you got, whatever you're doing, the motion. I guarantee it. If that man Paul got blinded and he wasn't persecuting the church no more, Matthew was a publican. He was taxing, and he really left that. John and Zebedee, John and James, the sons of Zebedee, they left their father. It did, just left him. You know, you gotta really think about that, man. Your hope is gone, so you ain't gonna have no faith. Man, we gotta get back to it now. Like Baruch chapter 2 verse 30, in the land of our captivities we shall remember ourselves. If you don't remember yourselves, you could tell you don't because you're not pepping the step. You're not talking about it. You're not looking for the word. You're not seeing little signs in movies, TVs, and the news. You ain't looking at the signs because the truth is not in you. The Lord not dealing with you. Some people can't take reality too serious, and that's good. Cause I can't wait when all this shit happen and it hits you like somebody throwing a ball, or when you hit the golf ball and you say fort and it just hit them in the back of the head. I can't wait till you niggas get hit in the back of the head. And then like when you tell your family you coulda, you niggas is gonna be like that one girl that had 3 kids. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Don't laugh. You niggas is coulda, woulda, shoulda. Right? Um, let's go to Genesis. Let's go to a classic. Genesis chapter 27, verse 38 to 40. 38 to 40. And it says, Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? Because you remember, the blessing was really predestined for Jacob, because Esau is the eldest and he's supposed to serve him. And that serve is not until the kingdom. You heard what I said earlier. Whenever Esau's in the earth, that's ushering the end. So Esau was still in the earth. So that symbolically had to go to Jacob, right? And it says, my father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And that's what they got. Look at the fatness of the earth, how the elites can be in a whole nother country and getting paid every day. That's why if they're making a new system, they got paid off the old system. So now they're going to make a new system where they're not going to take a loss, because they taking a lot of losses over here, especially with new ventures of money, drug dealers and all of that. But then they use the drug dealer money, and instead of using the dirty money forever, and now we just collect it all. Now we're going to make a control system where now we know where the money is going and where it's coming from. They just want total control, and that's the spirit of Antiochus Epiphanes, which was one of the worst Edomites on the earth. You know. Now, verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live. That's why he has murder on his mind, and not only, because Sirach chapter 12, verse 16, which can deal with any nation, but Esau, he's not satisfied with blood. He's not satisfied with blood either. So even if he kill, sometimes he might not kill. He might give you a disease. He might give you social media and all these other things to prolong you. Esau want to drain you enough. That's why he don't mind us being on drugs, and then you going crazy, and you still spending that money on that drug. The more sick you are, the more you ain't gonna try to hear this word. The more you a thug and a gangster, the more you addicted to the money. The more you want to be in the industry, the more you trying to protect your image, save your image, or get that million. And that's why a lot of them industry people that don't leave, if they not like that brother from Jagged Edge that came to serve the Lord, even though he is laboring with Sakari, you got to do that when you leave in the world. You got to come serve the Lord. You might still have some holes in there, because if he was Sakari, he got some holes in there. He will have to fix it. But anybody that leaves the world, you have to come to where it is whole. where it's a solid foundation. And that foundation is only under Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? So Lord willing, y'all got that one. We already did the Job 9 and 24. You remember how, what he just say? He would be blessed with the sword. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, and Esau used the sword to run the world. And if you look at each captivity, they had different weapons. Rome was known and popular for their weapon. Instead of a long sword, they used a short one. That's why when you watch the movies 300, but really the Spartacus and all of them, a lot of them were Israelites, especially the 300. But they would never promote that to you. But if you read the Maccabees, they was kin to Abraham. They were Hebrews. But you can take that for yourself, right? Let's get into another classic. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and read verse 9 to 11, because everything we just read and went through this ain't nothing new under the sun. Only thing that's new is your thought. You don't have your old thought, because that's what makes this 2/3. What if the 2/3 get angry with the righteous too early and they trying to kill us? Later on, that's when the unrighteous is going to be mocking us and persecuting us. That time is not here yet. But Ecclesiastes, I don't know what just happened. But Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9 to 11, it says, "The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new, and it have been already of old time, which was before us? There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after," right? So this makes it even better, and it's hard for the 2/3 to really understand this, because the Lord made sure nobody can really remember the past when you come back. That's why I was trying to say that the elites made their own order to make sure that their descendants, just like in the Maccabees, give that information to the next descendant. Because if you go in the office and you don't know what the fuck going on, then the person before you messed up. But for the children of Israel on the right hand side, the Lord is making us remember, because we don't have a lot of our forefathers that was given it to us. But right now, our spiritual fathers, starting with Abba Bibbins on down, the spirit of John the Baptist with Abba Bibbins, and that truth came back out because of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So now the remembrance is coming back. Baruch 2 and 30. In the land of our captivities, we shall remember who we are. And in this time, we're getting it all back in the spirit. So now we got two more precepts, and we are done. Like I said, I hope this was edifying to the hopeful elect. And to the rest, if it wasn't, that is okay, because it wasn't for you. I always read Psalms 83 in the KJV. And if you haven't read it, you should read it. But I'm going to read it NLT so it can smack us and we can leave right after the next precept. This is Psalms 83, verse 2. "Don't you hear the uproar of your enemies? Don't you see that your arrogant enemies are rising up? They devise crafty schemes against your people. They conspire against your precious ones." As long if Esau is on the earth, they've been crafty, right? It says, "Come," they say, "and let us wipe out Israel as a nation." All Israel ain't calling themselves Israel, so they did that. "We will destroy the very memory of his existence." Yes, this was their anonymous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you. Don't you see the nations signing treaties, signing off bills? That show you ain't nothing new under the sun. Only the simple is going to get it. All you other ones is going to fight it. No, they're just doing a new system. You can't get it because the spirit is not in you, right? Verse 6. It's these Edomites, Ishmaelites, the Moabites, the Hagarites, the Gabalites, the Ammonites, and the Amalekites, and the people of the Philistines in Tyre, and Assyria, right? Because they have made crafty counsel against the Most High's elect as a nation, as a nation. And if you look in the past, a lot of nations was tired of us. You know, our God doing this. We taking. That's why the Spirit hit nations go on our land. That's why nations took our Ark of the Covenant. And the name of the Lord went around when he was killing their idols and putting sickness on people. Then Israel got their land. And then when we fell, we became known for a nation that had a God, and we fell from them. And when Esau became the head in that time, which it was already ushered in that he was, he came up with the thought, let's break him off from being a nation. So who was the first nation, if we really look, to made it a sport in a transition for you to stop calling yourself an Israelite? Those were Edomites. And all you got to do is read First Maccabees, all the chapters, and then chapter 2, it makes it deeper and solidify. So if you read Second Maccabees, chapter 6, chapter 7, Salaki, even chapter 5, even chapter 4, you can see everything I'm talking about. To Hellenize people and tell them to leave their laws so that we could be one people. Edomite did that. No other nation did that. You know, they were just forcing you, hey, don't pray to your God, pray to mine. Esau, he really got crafty on the left-hand side, right? But that was all the Lord. Now, let's get this last one in Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs, the 4th chapter, and let's read 16 and 17. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of the wicked and drink the wine of violence, right? And yeah, we do eat the bread of the wicked. We getting their money, we getting their food, we getting their drinks, and all this shit is defiled with the shit that they giving you. And this is how you know he don't love you. This man giving you all preservatives. And some of the stuff might have some shit you shouldn't even be eating, right? In the first verse, they sleep not except they have done mischief. Their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. This is why you have to put in your mind the elite have to work every day. And just like I clocked out of work, you clocked out of work, and then somebody else come in? Yes. So with the elites, it's people clocking in, clocking out, clocking in, clocking out. I cover you, you cover me. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. You know, Lord willing, this was edifying. Like I said, I took my time to get all of this, and I was just inspired by the first verse. And you know, just like Elder Tire, man, he be writing down, even if he got them in his mind. I'm not trying to be the best teacher. I'm not trying to be the most memorizing, having all the precepts. Sometimes I might not even have them all. Sometimes I might get excited. So you know, and any one of y'all that might have a problem, don't feel embarrassed. Just write them down in your notebook. You know what I'm saying? And then bring them out. They're still the words of the Lord. Those is not yours. You know. But let's thank the Lord that we get to know truth, you know. So the real American Horror Story starts with you. Leave all the other nations out of it, because who was the first nations over here that they used to build this place? Black, Latinos, and natives. You know, that's the majority. Yes, they probably had some real Hamites, but when you go back into the ancient time, even in Babylon Timbuktu, which is in the house right now, it was Agalenes, it was Ethiopians, it was certain nations in Egypt. But it shows that it was more Israelites in Egypt than it was all the other nations, except for Egyptians. Because the Lord put it on us to multiply in that captivity. And we was multiplying tremendously, you know. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to let y'all go. We've been on here for a minute. I'm for the ones that got a short attention, you know, the lesson had to go. Right? So again, Lord willing, it's edifying. Lord willing, you can rewatch it, find some gems, some precepts I missed, and it is what it is. But other than that, man, Yahweh speed, shalom, shalom, continue to endure. Lord's will.